208 plus 120 times square root of 3 whole raised to the power of 1 upon 6. How do we evaluate without using calculator? Let's try. So 208 plus 120, we can write it as 2 times 60, then times square root of 3, then raised to the power of 1 upon 6, or 208 plus 2 times 60, we can write it as square root of 60 square, because when a is under square root, it is raised to the power of 1 upon 2. So when we square it, the exponent is multiplied with 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So 60, we can write it as square root of 60 square, then times square root of 3, then whole raised to the power of 1 upon 6, or 208 plus 2 times this, we can write it as now 60 times 60 times 3 under square root, because when a is under square root times b is under square root, we can write it as a times b under square root. Then whole raised to the power of 1 upon 6, or 208 plus 2 times, now this we can write it as 60 as 15 times 4, or 5 times 3 times 4, then times 5 times 3 times 4, then times 3 under square root raised to the power of 1 upon 6, or 208 plus 2 times, if we multiply 5 times 5, 25 times 4, 100, so we can write here 100, then times 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, and then times 4, 27 times 4 is 108, so we can write it 100 times 108, then all raised to the power of 1 upon 6. Again 208, we can write it as 108 plus 100, then plus 2 times this, we can write it as square root of 100 times square root of 108 raised to the power of 1 upon 6. Now 108, we can write it as 108 square root square, and 100 as square root of 100 square, plus 2 times square root of 100 times square root of 108, then all raised to the power of 1 upon 6. Now this is in the form of a square plus b square plus 2ab, and this we can write it as a plus b whole square. So we can write it as 108 under square root plus 100 under square root whole square, then whole raised to the power of 1 upon 6. Now this is 2 times 3 is 6. 108, we can write it as, when we factorize 108, 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 27 is 54, 3 times 9 is 27. So this is 2 square times 9 is 3 square times 3 under square root, plus 100 under square root is equal to 10, then all raised to the power of 1 upon 3. Now this is square root of 2 square times square root of 3 square times square root of 3 plus 10 whole raised to the power of 1 upon 3. Now remove the square root with this square, so it is 6 times square root of 3 plus 10 whole raised to the power of 1 upon 3. Now 1 upon 3 means it is under cube root. So if we can write this term in terms of a plus minus b whole cube, then we can remove this cube. So let's try 6 times square root of 3. This we can write it as 3 times square root of 3 plus 3 times square root of 3 plus 10, we can write it as plus 1 plus 9, then whole raised to the power of 1 upon 3. Now let's rearrange it. This we can write it as 1 cube plus 3 times square root of 3. This we can write it as square root of 3 cube, because this means 3 cube under square root, and this will be equal to 3 times square root of 3. So 1 cube plus square root of 3 cube plus, now we are left with 3 times square root of 3 plus 9. So we can write here 3 times square root of 3 as common and write 1 plus 3 under square root. 3 times square root of 3 times 1 will be equal to 3 times square root of 3, and 3 times square root of 3 times square root of 3, this will be equal to 3 times square root of 3 square, or it will be equal to 9. Then whole raised to the power of 1 upon 3. Now if you consider 1 as a, then it is a cube, square root of 3 as b, then it is b cube, plus 3 times square root of 3 is b cube, and if we write times 1 here, there will be no difference. So we can write times 1 times square root of 3 as 3 times ab, then parenthesis a plus b, and this is the formula of a plus b whole cube. So this we can write 1 plus square root of 3 whole cube, then all raised to the power of 1 upon 3. So it is equal to 1 plus square root of 3 whole raised to the power of 3 times 1 upon 3. 3 and 3 gets cancelled. So answer is 1 plus square root of 3. How did you solve it? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching.